Hi y'all! So when I was back in school, I had a tendency of joining some after school programs or after school sports that I would never go all the way with. I'd either stick to it for like a day or two and some of them for like just that year. But I wanted to share with you guys all the all the sports and clubs and stuff that I joined but I never went through all the way with. So the first thing that I was a part of was cheerleading, and I got into cheerleading in elementary school. I think it was 3rd or 4th grade. We had just moved from San Bernardino up here to the high desert where and I was like I was the new kid at school, and the class that it had like a lot of it had like 5 cheerleaders that were in the class, and I had no I was the new kid, so I didn't know anyone at all. And one day they just came up to me and they were really friendly. They were talking to me, asking where I'm from and all this stuff, and then they ended up asking me if I wanted to be in cheerleading. And at that time I didn't know what it was. I was like, what is cheerleading? And then when they showed me, I was like, okay, I guess. Like, I looked at it as a way of making friends, so I didn't want to pass this up. So they initially wanted me to be in cheerleading because they needed a guy to be in there to do like the lifting. I think they're called bases. That's what they're called. So, and I was always like, I was always bigger. Like I always was like the bigger kid and the taller kid in class. So I guess they looked at it as I was a good person to be the one to lift them, because I guess bigger and like taller and bigger equals stronger, right? So they had me join, and I did it for just that year of 3rd or 4th grade. And then when the next year came, I just didn't do it because I got bored with it, and that was it. One of the girls that was on the cheerleading team, I became really best friends with her, and we were best friends throughout elementary, and then on to middle school, and then once we got into high school, then we kind of went our own ways. But one of the misconceptions I want to clear up about cheerleaders is that cheerleaders in movies, they make them out to be like bullies and really mean people, and drama, like they're dramatic and they gossip and stuff like that. But honestly, cheerleaders are one of the nicest people you will ever meet. Throughout like elementary, middle school, and high school, I always had some friends that were cheerleaders, and they were always one of the nicest people, very positive and very hardworking people. So if you ever see a cheerleader at your school, don't hesitate to make friends with them. They're probably one of the nicest people you will ever meet in the school. Now moving on up to middle school, I had a few more stuff in middle school. I joined a lot more stuff than I did in elementary, and one of those things was Spanish class. I did Spanish class for just 1 year, and then I didn't do it again. Like I said, I have a tendency of not going through all the way with stuff. Spanish class was really fun. The teacher that taught it, he was creative with it. He would have us like make models of a house, and we had to be able to label everything in Spanish. Like he would have us make the model of a house, the inside of a house, and then he would come around and like point at a chair and ask, what is this, in Spanish and stuff like that. And then our final project that we had to do was, we were newscasters. We had to make our own newscast channel and report on our own news, all in Spanish. I think that was one of the funnest things that we had to do in that class. And even though Spanish class was fun, I don't know why. I guess I just didn't. I always wanted to try other electives, and so that's why I never stuck with Spanish, because I wanted to try other electives like art and other stuff like that. Also in middle school, I joined an after-school club. It was called Builders Club, and basically what we did was, it was like a charity club. Like, we did a lot of charity work. I remember one of the biggest things we did was we hosted a senior citizen dinner Christmas party thing. We had it in the high school gymnasium, and basically we had the seniors from the community, we had them come out to dinner, and us in the Builders Club, we would walk around and serve them their food, their salad, and then their main course and stuff like that. And then they also had like entertainment there that was provided. Builders Club was a really cool club. It taught you a lot. It taught you to work hard, and also about caring about other people and caring about the community. And I guess I just got tired of attending the stuff, but Builders Club was a really good club. I think had I not been, if I would have, if I could go back and talk to myself back then, I would have told myself to keep on with Builders Club, because it's one of the clubs that are that really helps you develop yourself for the real world. And then the final thing in middle school that I did and didn't go through with all the way is band. I joined band in 6th grade, and I played. So I joined band in 6th grade, and the first day of class, the teacher had us. The music teacher asked us, would go in rows and ask each of us what instrument we wanted to play. That way he can write it down, and then he would seat us accordingly to each section. And I wanted to play the clarinet, but I thought it was called the flute. So when it was my turn, when he came to me and he said, "What do you want to play?" and I said the flute. And then once everybody got sat down and everything, I was all excited. Well, it was the end of the week, because we did that the first day, and then the end of the week is when we actually got our instruments. And then I was really excited on that day because I knew I was getting my instrument. So I was sitting there like, oh, I can't wait to put my clarinet together. I can't wait to play it and learn how to read these notes, whatever. I open up the case, and it's a flute, and I'm like, what is this? I thought I said I wanted to play that thing, the black thing, not knowing that it's called a clarinet, not a flute. But me back then, I was too shy to, whenever anything was wrong, like there was a mistake or anything, I was always too shy to bring it up and be like, can I switch to that? I made a mistake. This is not what I want to play. I want to play that. No, I just stuck with it, and I just played the flute for that whole year, which wasn't too bad. It was fun anyway. I think any instrument that I would have been given would be fun. So I played the flute for 6th grade, and then 7th grade I switched over to playing the trumpet, and then 8th grade I just didn't do. I wasn't in band anymore. I don't know why I didn't want to do band anymore. I think I don't know. I lost interest in it. Now this next one is the only thing I joined in high school, and this is one of probably the most pitiful stories of my life. It was the end of my 8th grade, and it was the summer before going in to be a freshman in high school. And my family was asking if I wanted to try football, because that's a big thing in high school, is to play football. And I was like, okay. I've never been a big football fan, but I wanted to try it out anyways, just to see what it's about. I did it for 2 days and I quit, you guys. And you will not believe why I quit. Okay, so the first day was cool. Training was hard and stuff, but I was able to deal with it. And then the second day comes, and we were split into different, like little, what do you call them? Stations. We were split into different little stations, and each station had something different that we were doing. And the station that I was at, that I ended up quitting at, was we were all sitting in line, and then what you had to do was tumble. So just like tumble forward and then just get up. But where we were tumbling, it was muddy. Like it was a mud pit where everybody was tumbling into. And every time I would see somebody tumble, they would be like drenched in mud. And so I was at the very end of the line. Well, not at the very end. I was probably like one of the last 5 people in the line. And every time it kept getting closer, I kept wanting to walk back like in line because I didn't want to do it. And it just kept getting closer and closer to the moment where I was just like, oh no, hell no. I walked off the field and I never went back to football practice ever again. So officially, I was not an official football player, but I was kind of like a football player, right? I was a football player in training until that mud pit was there, and then I was like, hell no, I'm not about to tumble into you. It was so embarrassing, guys. I just remember like walking off the field like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing, this is pitiful. And then I remember the first day we first started high school. Some of my friends that were on the football team, they're like, hey, what happened to you? We didn't see you for the rest of the training season. The coaches said that you just walked off the field. And I said, yeah, I was like, yeah, I walked off the field because I didn't want to tumble into mud. And they just busted out laughing. I'm like, yeah, I deserve that laugh in my face because that was really pitiful. So as you can see with all these stories, that I was very inactive in school. I felt like the older I got, the more inactive I got with like school programs and stuff like that, sports, whatever. Once I hit high school, like I just wanted to just go to school and then be away from it. I don't want anything else to do with it, whether it be a sport or a club or whatever. No. Those 7 hours at school were enough. I'm done when I get home. That is me. Alright, y'all, that is it for this video. I hope you guys that are still in school stick it out longer than I have with these after school programs and sports and stuff, because I know it's a really good reflection of your character, and it really helps build your character when you participate in these things. And had I known any of that, I would have stuck to something in school. But yeah, that was me. And that'll do it for today. I hope you guys are having an awesome day and an even greater week. I love you guys so much, and I wish you guys nothing but good vibes, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Show you that where you from. Don't matter to me. She said, hola, come